Hi, Chris. How you doing?
Hey, Stevie, how's it going?
Good, thank you. Let's just get right into it. Being a massive fan of horror, what is it about the Saw franchise that really kind of stayed with you that you really wanted to be a part of?
I mean, I kind of love the traps. Honestly, it's like, sometimes I would watch the traps. Some movies I would fast forward just to get to the traps. Like, man, what they're so elaborate. They're kind of like something you'd see in Game of Thrones or something, but to see them in a modern setting makes them so much more scary. So, I mean, yeah, it was all about the traps, which reason I love Saw.
It's kind of ironic that that you pitched the Saw films at a wedding, and I'm just curious, like, was there anything about the wedding where you're like, you know what, I'm gonna throw some jigsaw at the guests here? Was there?
Yeah, I mean, it's so weird because it was such a great wedding, but I don't know. It's like, I don't bug everybody, but sometimes you're like, you're only gonna get one shot to be in front of the president of Lionsgate. You know what I mean? And he's like, okay, here. And I got him. I got him with that idea. I didn't even know he was listening. And then about 3 weeks later, I get a call. Hey, let's have a meeting about Saw. Okay, let's do it. And here we are.
To be able to get someone like your friend your friends on a film like this, Samuel L. Jackson and stuff, what was that like to kind of like be like, hey, I got something really cool, I know you're a fan of horror, let's do
I
this?
well, let's be clear. You don't get Sam unless you got a check. Okay, there's no Samuel Jackson does not do favors like that. If you're his neighbor and you ask to borrow a rake, it'll cost you $1,000. Okay, he's that guy. So don't call Sam and say it's good. The script's so good. It'll be a lot of prestige for all of us. No, you better have money or he won't do it. So, but it was great to have him. It was great to have him. I mean, the guy's a legend. And I was a little scared the first couple of days working with him. It took me a couple of days just to loosen up.
That's awesome. To then, be on set and be around these traps and stuff. No spoilers, but like, was that exciting for you to, as a fanboy, to be like, oh my gosh, this is, someone's gonna die in this, like, was that cool for you?
It was cool being around the traps. The weird thing about the traps is, they just made them. You know what I mean? So some of them don't work. You know what I mean? So you got to be like, it's a movie. So sometimes there's a stunt man in there and he's got padding on and whatever. But sometimes people get hurt. It was like, oh, okay, we got to adjust the knife on that. We got to adjust you know what I mean? So it's really scary and they're really dangerous.
What is it about horror that really you connect with it, like in a general idea, like that really attached you to it from a young age? Even like, what was it about these films that was like really drew your imagination?
I don't know. I mean, there's a comedy and horror have a similar thing where it's all about the element of surprise. So you got to make people think that something's normal and it gets you. And that's what happens with a good joke. You don't see it coming, or a good scare. You don't see it coming. So they're two very similar disciplines. You're just going for a different reaction.
That's awesome. Thank you so much. Really cool chatting with you, Chris.
Thank you.